Hello everyone, it's Andrea and welcome to this edition of Talks in the Car. Today I want to ask the question, who do you have on your team? Are the players on your team about the success of the team, or are they about dragging the team down? Are they positive or are they negative? Are they bringing their best to the team or are they lazy? Oftentimes in our lives, we have people in our lives who do not need to be there. They may be there because we've known them for a long time. They may be there because we've attended this church for a long time. We've been, it's someone who's a part of our family. But in reality, they are not adding to us. They are not adding to the purpose that God has called us to be. And so I ask you, what does your team look like? What does your starting lineup look like? In any professional team, whether it's a professional college, high school, even junior high school, people have to try out to be on a team. You just can't go and say, Coach, I want to be on the team, and he just says, yeah, sure, come on. Not normally. You have to try out. You have to prove yourself. You have to show the coach or the manager what you bring to the table, what you can add to the team. Even if you are the person who is in charge of the snacks, even if you are the person who's in charge of the towels, making sure that the uniforms get clean, even if you're that person and you're not actively playing on the team, you still have to be able to show that you are an asset to the team. And so if that happens in professional sports, if that happens in college sports, high school, junior high, don't you think that should happen in your life? You cannot just allow everybody and anybody on your team. If they are not adding to your life, if they are not bringing their best game, if they are not positive, they don't need to be a part of your team. And I want you to think about this. If someone on a professional team is not living up to the standard that the team has set, if they are not assisting in getting wins, if they are doing things that cause the team to be in a negative light, they're always in the newspaper, they're being arrested, they're doing all these things that shine bad publicity on the team, what does that coach, what does that manager do? They cut them. And that's okay, because when you go to a team, you know what the expectations are. You know you are there to do a job. You know you are there to bring positivity to the team. And so if you make the choice not to do that and you get cut, that's on that team player. That's on you. Because what happens if a team finds themselves in a negative light? While they'll speak to the team players for doing whatever it is that they did, while they'll speak to them about, why didn't you all win? Why didn't you all do what you needed to do in order to get this win? You know who they go to? They go to the coach. They go to the manager. And they're asking those people who are in charge of the team, why do you not have control over your team? Why are your team members doing such and such? And so I encourage you, make sure you have the right people on your team to get to the purpose that God has for you. And you know what? Sometimes people start off with the right motive. Sometimes people start off, cheering you on and pushing you on and bringing all the things that you need in order to be successful. But sometimes things change. People change, people's minds change, people's attitudes change. Things might be going on in their lives which cause them to change. And once again, on professional teams, what happens when the dynamic of the team shifts because of a team member? They get cut. They get drafted. Maybe they belong on a team, but maybe it's just not your team. And so I encourage you to look at your team. Look at the people that are in your life. Look at the people that you allow in your circle. Look at the people who you confide in, who you look to for encouragement, who you look to for wisdom. Look at that team and discern that they are on your team for the right reasons, and that they are the team members that will help you get to where you need to get. And if they are not, it's okay to cut them. It's okay to draft them. It's okay to say, you know what? You are not the right team player for my team. We are all trying to succeed in this journey. We are all trying to get wins. We are all trying to be what God has called us to be. And in order to do that, we have to have the right people on our team. So if that means that you have to cut that friendship, if that means you have to leave that particular church, if that means you have to leave that particular job, if that means that you have to leave that particular relationship in order to strengthen your team, in order to be where God wants you to be, in order to reach the purpose that God has for you, we're going to have to gird up. We're going to have to get that godly strength and do what we need to do in order to make sure that our team is what it needs to be. It's not easy. It's not hard. Being a coach and being a manager of a team is not easy. You know, on professional sports, you see all the glitz and the glamour of being the manager, being the coach of a team, being the owner of a team. But there's some work that's involved in maintaining a team. There's some things that have to happen in order to keep that team running successfully, in order to keep that team high where it needs to be. The Cowboys, the Steelers, all of those wonderful teams, they don't just get there just because that's the name. They get there because of hard work. They get there because of the work of the coaches. They get there because of the work of the owners. They get there because of the work of the managers. There's a lot that goes into maintaining those teams. There's a reason why those teams have longevity. There's a reason why the Cowboys have been where they are. There's a reason why the Steelers have been where they are. There's a reason why the New England Patriots and the Celtics and the different teams have been where they are. It is due to hard work. It is due to perseverance. It is due to making sure that all the members of the team are working in concert together for the overall good of the team. Team is a lot of people, but team is singular. Team is not people doing whatever they want to do, however they want to do it. Team works together for the one goal, the win. It's not about showboating. It's not about doing things all on your own. It's not about trying to win the game all by themselves. A team works together in order to accomplish the goal. When one person on the team wins, they all win. The Super Bowl win was not about the one person on the team. It was about the collectiveness of the team. It was about everybody working together, working in concert in order to accomplish the goal, which was the win of the Super Bowl. And so again, look at your life. Look at who you have in your corner, in your circle, in your atmosphere, and discern whether or not they need to be there. Discern whether or not it's time to make some cuts, time to make some trades, time to go down to just a team of one. You know what? The Bible talks about how when 2 or 3 gather, he's in the midst. It is better to have that 2 or 3 on your team who is praying, who is encouraging each other, who is being a blessing to each other, who is being honest with each other, who is letting you know when you need to step up, who's letting you know when you did something wrong, when you need to go back and make it right. It's better to have those 2 or 3 positive people on your team than having a slew of people who are about self, who are talking about you behind your back, who are gaslighting you, who are bringing you down, who are actively not contributing to the team. So even if you have a team of 2, you and somebody else, it's better than a team of 100 and not get to where God has you to be. It is better to leave a team if that team in that place is not bringing you closer to where you need to be personally and where you need to be in God. Again, if that means you have to leave that job because that manager or that coworker or that situation is not helping you propel forward in your mind, in your spirit, in your professional stance, in what you want to be for God. If that means you have to leave and go to another team, then you must do that. If that means you have to leave that relationship because the union is not about the team, but it's about self. If that means you have to leave that church because maybe you've outgrown the team and you need to go someplace else where you can grow and where you can develop in your game strategies, it's okay to do that. Look at your team. Look at the members of your team. Look at where your team is housed and decide whether or not where you are and who is there with you is allowing you to be the best person, the best coach, the best manager of your team that you need to be. Look at your team and discern whether or not the team that you are on, the team players that are associated with you, are helping you get to where you need to be in God. And then govern yourself accordingly. Do what you need to do to make sure that your team is on a winning path, that your team is striving to be the best team in God that they can be. And if not, do what you need to do in order to get there. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see you next time on Talks in the Car.